Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you're having a fantastic day. In this video, I want to share another in-depth candle review, and the scent we're going to be discussing is Bath & Body Works Coconut Sandalwood. I recently picked this up alongside several other coconut fragrances from Bath & Body Works. I have a real thing for coconut over here. But this particular one is a little different from what I normally gravitate towards when it comes to coconut fragrances in the summertime. I actually feel like this particular coconut fragrance might actually be a great option for transitioning into the fall as well. I usually have a pretty hard cutoff from my summer candles towards the end of August when I start decorating for fall. I decorate a little bit earlier than most people do because I do share a Decorate With Me series every single fall here on my channel. So I tend to start decorating around the middle of August. And once those pumpkins come out, I have a hard time continuing on with a lot of these summery fragrances. But I think I could make an exception for this one because I feel like with this coconut sandalwood, it's actually the sandalwood and the just overall like musky vibe of this one that makes it a great transitional fragrance. Listen, it's lovely right now, but this is one that I would absolutely continue to burn even after my hard cutoff for those typical summer fragrances. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. If you are newer to my channel, I like to read through the scent description and the fragrance notes, tell you what I smell in the fragrance. If I have anything else to compare it to in terms of other fragrances that I've tried in the past, I will definitely do that. And I think I have something for Bath & Body Works that kind of reminds me of this one. So we'll discuss that. We'll get into the strength and throw, and then of course, lastly, address any burn issues that may have popped up. Let's go ahead and start by reading through the scent description and the fragrance notes. So they say that this smells like a driftwood beach at dusk. Keep that driftwood reference in mind here. The actual fragrance notes are coconut palm, luxurious sandalwood, and warm musk. I do really feel like I get a little bit of that salty driftwood vibe in this one. Even though it's not mentioned as a fragrance note, I do feel like there is some of that driftwood in here. But when it comes to the actual notes, I do smell a musky coconut note for sure. But to me, this is largely coming across as a creamy, really almost borderline incensey sandalwood. I really like this particular sandalwood. It is very rich. Like I said, it has a little bit of a creaminess to it. It almost leans a little bit incense to my nose. But I love it. I think this is one of my favorite sandalwood scents. I actually want to compare this to there was a candle about 10 to 12 years ago called Sandalwood Vanilla. I feel like this is very close to that. Now, I had a boatload of these Sandalwood Vanilla candles from Bath & Body Works because I absolutely fell in love with this particular scent. I probably had like 15 or 20 of them in my collection. Now, there was a time where I kind of grew tired of the fragrance, and I ended up selling a lot of those candles on Mercari. They went for a pretty, I would say, decent price point. I never tried to like price gouge people. I just tried to mostly get like what I spent on the candles back when I was selling on Mercari. But this particular one was one of the candles that I had listed that sold very quickly and very well. I had multiples of it, so I just kind of kept popping them up there, and eventually I had sold them all. And I gotta say, I definitely regretted that decision. I feel like this particular fragrance is very close to that sandalwood vanilla. Vanilla is not listed in these fragrance notes. Warm musk is, and like I said, there's definitely like a musky vibe to this, but I also feel like I smell kind of a little bit of like a sweet, creamy vanilla as well. I think if I still had some of that sandalwood vanilla, it would pair incredibly well with this coconut sandalwood here. This is a beautiful, musky, but not overly musky coconut with that beautiful creamy sandalwood, that, again, overall musky vibe, and a little bit of creamy vanilla as well. I love this one. This, I feel like, makes kind of the perfect bedroom fragrance. I have mostly been burning this downstairs, and it has been so lovely. It's a little bit different from the usual more sunscreeny coconuts that I tend to gravitate towards, or the more like edible coconut scents. This is very much more a musky, perfumey coconut for sure. I love it, and it is a part of the current semi-annual sale that is happening at Bath & Body Works. It's available right now. It's still available online, so I'll have it linked at the top of the description box if you want to order it. It's down to $10.99, so a pretty great price point here for this one. And I gotta say, with this strength and throw, if you're looking for a stronger performing candle, I would say get this one. The strength of this has easily been probably like between a 7 and an 8, pretty much since the get-go. And I'm a little bit past the halfway point now, and it is still performing at that, you know, like 7.5 level in terms of strength. But the throw, I would actually put it more of an 8. This fills a lot of the downstairs when I'm burning it. I do have to be mindful about other fragrances that I'm burning alongside this one, because it doesn't really go with a lot of other fruity scents necessarily, despite this being a coconut. The musk in this one makes it lean a lot more perfumey, so it's not going to be the best bet with, like, you know, what I reviewed earlier today. So I reviewed the pink kiwi berry, was it? Of course, now I can't remember the name of the candle that I just reviewed. Yes, pink kiwi berry, right? Hold on, what is going on with my phone right now? Pink kiwi berry, sorry, having a brain fart. Definitely did not pair well with that. Those are two very different fragrances. But yeah, I love this one. It's really good. And just based off of the fragrance and the strength and throw, I would say this is worth a try, you guys. If you're interested, put it in your cart. I think you're really gonna enjoy it. In terms of burn issues, all right, so this is where I do have maybe a little tiny complaint. It does have the much thicker wicks. I'll give you guys the overhead shot here. And unfortunately, my wicks are getting pretty low. You'll be able to see that here. Those are not very tall, strong wicks. And they have just kind of started doing that thing where they're like, where the wicks are consuming themselves, if you can tell, which is a bummer, but I'm not surprised. If there is a wick that gives me a problem at Bath & Body Works, it is that thicker, more rope-like wick, and that is what we have here. I have not even trimmed these wicks at all. I have wiped a little bit of the carbon residue off before lighting the candle each burn here, but other than that, I haven't actually trimmed the wicks. So this is just kind of where they're at right now. They are starting the process of dudding out on me. It's not going to be a huge loss if I can't burn this all the way down, because I will happily pop this in one of my candle crocks and enjoy the rest of its life that way. But it has such great strength and throw that I wish that I could keep burning it. I do have a little bit of discoloration on the side of the jar as well. I'm gonna go ahead and just take a little sampling here from around the jar. It's subtle, but I mean, you can definitely tell that my finger has some schmutz on it there. So yeah, it's not the cleanest burner, but it's also not atrocious, right? I think I've definitely come to a point with this one where probably after this burn, I'll go ahead and set this to the side and put it in my to melt pile. Again, it's no big loss for me. I wish I could keep burning it, but I think it's gonna do fantastic in the candle crock. So my burn complaint would be that the wicks are dying on me and that it has had just a little bit of a messy burn, especially once I reached the halfway point. Again, this is not unheard of for Bath & Body Works candles for me, so it's not, you know, a huge surprise or anything like that. It's a little bit of a bummer, but I'll deal with it. I'm not gonna return it. It's a great scent and I'm enjoying it, so I'll just figure out a different way to enjoy it myself here. But overall, I'm still giving this one 2 big fat thumbs up despite the kind of, I guess you could say, wonky burn. But it's just such a great fragrance overall that I'm definitely still gonna say this is one worth checking out. So anyway, those are my thoughts on Coconut Sandalwood. I would love to know your experience with this one, especially when it comes to the overall burn quality. Did you find that yours kind of dudded out at the halfway point, or did yours actually do okay? Let me know in the comments down below. Again, I'll have this linked at the very top of the description box if you're interested in it, but you can also pop into your local Bath & Body Works store and grab this as a part of the semi-annual sale for $10.99. I really appreciate you guys being here. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.